Before I get into the list, I should probably make it clear right now that ranking Scream Fortress maps is a little more complicated than ranking normal maps. Scream Fortress maps have a lot of chaotic elements that the other year-round maps simply don't need to worry about. Pumpkins, crumpkins, chumpkins, spells, hells, bells, and enough screen shake to give your eyeballs arthritis. There are good ways to include the insanity of Scream Fortress. There are bad ways to include the insanity of Scream Fortress. And then there's not even trying to include the insanity of Scream Fortress. Now, not including the chaos of Scream Fortress doesn't immediately make a map bad. In fact, some would argue that the maps that opt out of including bosses and spells are the objectively better maps. And while I totally understand wanting a more grounded Scream Fortress experience, I always feel like these maps are lacking something that makes this time of year so special. It's Scream Fortress! It's wacky, it's silly, it's chaotic, it's dunking on someone with a 300 damage rocket because random crits weren't enough. We get to play these maps once a year, so when one opts out of embracing the chaos of Scream Fortress, it feels a lot like a college party opting out of serving booze. Do I understand and respect it? Sure, but I'm also gonna think of your party as lesser for it. And for that very reason, Cower House takes 5th place. No spells, no underworld, no NPCs, it's just plain old powerhouse with a pumpkin bomb here and there. I totally understand if the madness of Halloween isn't your thing, but it's Halloween, man, who gives a flying fuck about balance and order? Maybe if Powerhouse itself were a better map, or if there was some kind of gimmick, I'd be nicer to it, but as it stands, there's just nothing for me to talk about here. Oh, sorry, my memory seems to be failing me. There actually is a gimmick to this map. Every so often, an underground section of the map will open up near each team's spawn door. Notice how I said underground and not underworld. It's still part of the normal map. At the end of this aqueduct is an exit that spits you out into the water in the center of the map, essentially giving you a shortcut to mid. Now this sounds like an incredibly useful design choice to help catch the enemy off guard and break the stalematiness of Powerhouse, but it's not. It's really not. The shortcut only opens every couple of minutes and only stays open for a short period of time. This means the map's gimmick isn't a thing 100% of the time. And to make it worse, capping the point resets the timer, so if the game is real back and forth, you might just never get a chance to ever use it. Which is a shame too, since if the shortcut were open all the time, I might have genuinely put this map higher on the list. I don't know, man. It's Powerhouse. If you like Powerhouse, you'll like this map. If you don't like Powerhouse, you won't like this map. And look, I like Powerhouse, I really do, but the one thing a Scream Fortress map should never be is boring. And aside from Harvest Event, this might be the most boring Scream Fortress map in the official pool. Number 4, Devil Cross. Very similar opinion as I do with Cower House, where it's more or less just Double Cross with the skybox change. However, there are some funsies on Devil Cross that I do approve of. The hell trains that spawn on the top and bottom bridges do add some spice to the map, and can even turn the tables on a team that might have gotten too comfortable climbing mid for their own. In addition, the spells scattered across the map, including a super spell that spawns right in the middle, helps to quicken the pace since a single button can completely end a push or defense. Good luck keeping those 4 sentry guns alive with hell raining down on you, dumbass. But beyond the ghost trains and fuck you I win spells, there isn't much that makes it stick out. The only real change to the map's design is the backroom behind the intelligence, which is perfect for setting up ninja teleporters and sentry nests. So be sure to be checking that area frequently because the enemy engineer just rolled an invisibility spell and I will give you 3 guesses as to what he's gonna do with it. It's better than Cower House, but it's more or less just Double Cross. Albeit with Scream Fortress elements included, but it's not like you'll be walking into a totally new experience if you queue for it. Number 3, Afterlife. Arena is one of those game modes that just can't find its footing in TF2. Many have tried, but there's one simple fact about life that makes Arena mode extremely difficult to make fun. People don't like respawn screens. TF2 gamers, who are notoriously impatient, do not like respawn screens. Me, one of those TF2 gamers, do not like respawn screens. When I die, I want to get back into the action as soon as I can, and this is especially true if I died at something like a spy, sniper, surprise sentry gun, or random crit. And finding myself stuck in spectator mode because the map is of the arena variety is a surefire way to get me to break my keyboard over my knee. Now the reason I'm talking so much shit about the arena game mode is because Afterlife did the impossible. It made arena not just bearable, but fun. I honest to God considered putting Afterlife at number 1 just for that achievement alone, but decided against it. Also, the broken state it was in during the first few days caused me to deduct some points from its final grade. With that being said, this is a good map. Sending dead players to duke it out in hell as opposed to sending them to the spectator screen, with the ability to come back if they get a kill and make it to a portal, makes for a fun experience where comebacks are actually possible in arena mode. And because there's usually a few players on each team who can manage escaping hell with ease, the game typically ends with the point being capped instead of all players on a team dying, making this less of an arena mode and more of an arena/King of the Hill mode, and I am all for it. If the issues before the fixes left a bad taste in your mouth, I implore you to give it another try. It is one of, if not the only arena map that I can stomach, and I am a huge baby when it comes to respawn timers. Number 2, Duscur. You may think I'm being hypocritical in putting this map so high, despite it having almost none of the Scream Fortress patented insanity, while putting Cower House at the bottom for almost the exact same thing. And my counter argument to that is that the funny "kills them all" line plays every so often, so it counts. In all seriousness, Duscur being an original map instead of a spookified normal one helps it marvelously here. And it's a good Koth map? The intended fallback line for each side is easily defendable, ensuring your team is able to keep a foothold by the point, while also providing options for flankers to take advantage of any weaknesses a defense may have. The enclosed capture point is both an advantage and disadvantage to the team that controls it. It's an advantage since turtling is relatively easy, but also a disadvantage since players on the outside can shoot in while having more maneuverability than those holding the point. This ensures that the game is a constant back and forth where the most defendable position isn't necessarily the point, but the area just behind it. It's a really good map. I hope they make a yearly version to add to the main map pool. Number 1, Marshlands. I've seen some mixed opinions about this one. In fact, it wouldn't really surprise me if I get my home address DM'd to me after posting this solely for putting Marshlands at number 1. But I'm sorry, I can't give a new game mode anything less. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a drool-covered Neanderthal who claps his hands like an autistic seal whenever something new appears on screen. The reason I'm putting Marshland at number 1 is because it is genuinely fun. The mosh pit experience of playing Keep Away in a broom closet doesn't sound like something that would work in TF2, but it does. It really, really does. And when the teams are balanced and we're both seconds away from winning, I mean, I don't know about you, but it's one of the most positively stressful Scream Fortress experiences I have had in a while. I'm not going to act like it's flawless though. There have been times where a team will just build a sentry nest in the corner of the map and camp the timer out, but the way the map is designed means that if that sentry nest is able to last, then there are some severe skill issues going on. Either because your team is underexperienced or the enemy team is overexperienced. But that has less to do with the map itself and more matchmaking, thinking that one RGL Platinum veteran babysitting 11 Gibbous babies is equal to a team of seasoned TF2 players. What I'm trying to say is that most of the complaints I've heard about this map so far are more so the cause of unbalanced teams than the map or game mode itself, and unbalanced teams are unfun regardless of map or game mode. So yeah, good map, good game mode. I hope we get more Hold the Flag maps in the future.